Hi Libra, this is your May 2015 horoscope with me, Lada, from astrolada.com, and this is for everyone who have their ascendant, sun or moon in Libra. Make sure that you at least check your ascendant sign when listening to the predictions, not only your sun sign, as the ascendant sign gives you another layer and a different perspective, because not all Libras will have the same experience in the next May. Another Libra will have a different experience than you because she has probably a different ascendant than you. So this will give you more understanding, and even if some of the things I say are contradictory, you will feel both at certain levels, because we're multi-layered beings anyway. And below, you need to know your time of birth to know your ascendant sign. So if don't, just listen to your sun sign. And below the tables, the astrology tables, there is what I call planetary detail table. This is where you can find your ascendant sign, its degree. This is where you can find your moon sign and its degree. And below you have transits for the next 3 years, which are specific just for you. The calculator calculates them specifically for you. No one else in the world will have the same as you at the same time. So what happens for you? This is more general now, this prediction. If you want more specific, you can go to the birth chart calculator, for which I'm putting a link. Okay, Libra. May is going to be much more calmer than April were because of the eclipses. Many Libras felt some big changes, the tense positions in the stars. But May is a different story. But May, something else is starting to form in the sky. Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of thinking, starts to move backwards. So you'll be taking a different look and a different mental perspective and picture from your 9th house, where Mercury is, at the area of affairs that your 9th house rules. And this will continue for about a couple of months, May and June, while Mercury is moving forwards, backwards, and forwards again. So for about, probably by July, you will see the results that I'm talking about. And first of all, the 9th house is the house of your belief systems. So some of you, a lot of you might be called or feel like reviewing some of their belief systems. Maybe you thought till now money doesn't grow on a tree, and you saw that actually this happens in your life. And maybe you see from somewhere that this person, everything falls into their lap. And you want to review why your belief systems are stopping you from having the same. You know, because actually what we receive in our life is due to our belief system. That's why the 9th house is so important. Even though, like, in Western astrology, we call it the house of belief system, of travel, of foreigners. So people say, 9th house. But in ancient astrology, the 9th house is the house of luck. So how lucky you'll be in life depends on the 9th house, which rules what you believe in. So you're as lucky as your belief system and how deeply and consciously you believe that. So you'll be re-examining some of your belief systems. So it's important period because you can see some of your belief system from a different angle. Or some old belief system can come. Maybe you read something about The Secret a few years ago. Maybe you heard some wise words from someone, some wise advice that you kind of didn't fully understand on a deep level. You buried it somewhere. Now it can come to the surface, this kind of wise advice or this kind of belief system, or maybe some spiritual book you read about, or maybe some inspirational book about someone prosperous who became rich, or about someone who succeeded a lot in their life. This is all 9th house, everything that inspires us, that makes us believe in ourselves, everything that gives us hope, everything that makes us see the bigger picture, that we're infinite spirit, that we can have and do anything, is the 9th house. So kind of Mercury retrograde in the next 2-3 months, couple of months and a half, will help you kind of have a different outlook on your belief system, re-examine your beliefs, and consciously start training yourself to think differently. But not think differently on a daily level, like how to calculate or how to knit or how to wash the plates. Think differently about the big philosophical questions, about big ethical and moral dilemmas or matters, about maybe affirmations. That's like very much Mercury in the 9th house. When it goes retrograde, you can learn how to think positively. That's the most positive thing I see from Mercury retrograde in your 9th house, and I've seen it happen. It happened to me a year ago, I think, and I had Mercury retrograde in my ninth house, and it's kind of gave me a much more positive outlook, but I consciously made an effort for that. So I started doing affirmations in the mirror. I started writing down on a piece of paper everything that I felt negative about. I would put like a why, how can it be improved? Why is it not so bad? You know, for instance, fear of death. Why am I afraid of death? Well, actually, everyone dies, and well, or maybe I will never be. Why do I think that I can never be? Why am I not a millionaire? Why can't I think I cannot achieve such big projects and plans? And I start writing down, well, I've achieved a lot of things so far. Well, actually, you know, I've achieved so much in the past 4 years that actually I can achieve even bigger things. And I'm growing every day, and everywhere I'm getting better and better. You know, so you kind of consciously start training your mind. And you can start doing this, and you might feel called to do it if you're more conscious, to basically give yourself mental practices that make you feel more hopeful, that make you feel the bigger picture, that make you reevaluate even the big goals in your life. Because the ninth house rules your life path, the big life path, the big picture that you see about yourself, the big dreams that you have about yourself, what you think it's possible in your life. And Mercury there can help you with some mental exercises, with some practical exercises of writing, of speaking, of affirming to, you know, improve those. That's one way of this influence. Another more mundane way, or another way, is that you can have some important conversations now, which is again Mercury, which again change your way of thinking. Even if it's not yourself who are constantly trying to practice this new way of thinking, but some important conversations can expand your horizons, can show you that there are new options and different options than you thought. And you might re-examine your quest in life. You might re-examine your path in life overall. You might re-examine and maybe change somehow the direction, or adjust it to make it more efficient, to make it more reachable with the skills that you have right now, because ninth house rules these big goals that we have, these big visions of ourselves into the future. And if you have a vision to be a ballet dancer, but you're, you know, I don't know, 70 kilos and you're in your 40s, I mean, maybe you can still be a dancer, and Mercury will make you reevaluate this big vision of yourself, how you envision yourself to be, maybe, you know, to make a plan, to lose some weight, to make a plan, maybe not to want to be a ballet dancer in the Bolshoi opera, but maybe to teach children ballet, and, you know, to kind of redo the plans, the big plans that you have for yourself, the big vision that you have for yourself, to re-examine them and to reevaluate them, and to kind of achieve, to reach something that is, you know, more practical and achievable. But at the same time, it brings you more faith, because now these goals are achievable, and it makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel more confident, because ninth house is about all those things. And ninth house also rules on the more mundane level, traveling, foreign countries, foreigners. So any people that work any kind of business with foreigners, like, for example, I work with foreigners, any people who either do trading with foreign countries, either do some kind of exchange work with foreigners, or communications with foreigners, they might find themselves very busy over the next 2 months. Because Mercury is about maybe some communications with foreigners from the past. They can get in touch with such people. Some business that is to do with traveling, with higher education, with teaching, because ninth house rules all those things. From the past can come, so it can be redone, some project in regards to those things. It's a great time for revising knowledge. People who are in universities, even if you're not in university, it can be a very intense period of studies, because a retrograde planet makes you redo something over and over again till you learn it. But when you learn it, the results are great. You learn it for a much longer period. The skills that you acquire, the knowledge that you acquire. And it can be a very good time for those of you who are preparing for exams, for higher education, for revising. Those of you who are planning, some of you might be planning in May and part of June because Mercury is about planning and organizing some travel in a foreign country. Maybe, who knows, you might want to go for a couple of months or for a few weeks somewhere, so this can be time of planning such things. But you have to be careful again about the details, not to miss something, because you have to be more perfection-oriented when Mercury is retrograde. Otherwise, Mercury retrograde does not tolerate sloppy attention to detail. It creates problems. Those of you might have some important, some of you might have some important communications and interactions with not authority figures, but with mentor figures, like teachers, like a father, like an advisor. Certain conversations that help you plan better for the future. Certain conversations and communications that help you expand again your vision and your vision of yourself and your future, and help you get exactly organize a better plan for you to get there. And yes, so people who are involved in any kind of business, which is with teaching, which is with teaching others some truth, which is coaching, they can have, or spreading some kind of a more higher information, like advice, like counselors, advisors, teachers. This is all 9th house activities. They can have a very busy period with certain projects, which will conclude by the end of June, but for a couple of months they can be quite hectic in that area, or with foreigners in some ways, or certain communications. And overall, by the end of this process of this Mercury retrograde in your 9th house, you will be prepared to, you will have a better plan for your future. You will have a better, more realistic vision of your path in life, how you envision things to happen. And you might have a better, more, you might have trained your mind to have a better belief system, which will take you to better success in life as well. And also it's a great time to start studying something right now, May and June, and by July you can complete it, something which will help you get a better career after that. Even if you're in your 50s, doesn't matter. I mean, you can start on some course of higher studies, higher education, on some course, and it's not so, it can be also practical skills, but it's more in the realm of learning something that expands your horizons for the future, that can get you a promotion, that can get you ahead in society in some way. So yes, that's a good period for all of those things. And let's see, Libra, what else is happening? But Mercury is kind of supportive because it's in an air sign, and all kind of mercurial pursuits for Libras will be supported because Libra is another air sign. So any kind of Mercury pursuits, teaching, studying, learning, communication, information, exchanging information, media, writing, traveling. What else is Mercury? It's, my God, sorry, I'm a bit tired. I think my Mercury is retrograde today. They will be supported in those activities, even though they'll have to, you know, put extra effort from themselves. Okay, what else is happening for Libras? Venus is in your 10th house. Wherever Venus is, this is where things happen with more ease and you're more supported in that area. And 10th house is authority figures. 9 is mentor figures, those that try to help you, try to give you advice for the future. 10th house is authority figures, those that tell you what to do. Well, not advising you, not working, you know, to expand your mind. They kind of tell you what to do. And Venus there is a smooth planet. So you can have an improved relationship with some authority figure, whether it's your father, whether it's someone, professor, some improved relationship with your boss, or if you want to approach the government to ask for something, this is a good period in May now to do Libra, because any kind of authority figures of such institutions and organizations will be more beneficially predisposed towards you. Venus in the 10th can also help you with certain career projects, because 10th house rules career, your reputation, and your reputation, you become a bit more popular. Your reputation can improve without much effort, kind of through ease in some way. And you can have improved relationship with such authority figures as well. And kind of your work, your career, and your project becomes a sense of, a source of more joy in a certain way. Okay, but that's a very quick and fast influence. You might not feel it so strongly. Venus, you know, breezes by quickly, but it can be supportive for certain career projects, for certain work that you want to do, or that you want to approach some authority figures. Okay, and toward those of you, I want to give you some specific days, Libras, who are born from around, sorry, so many, there you go, who are born from around 17 degrees ascendance on the moon till around 20 degrees ascendance on the moon, maybe even 70 till 20, maybe plus a degree from those that I'm giving. Basically, it means if you're Libras who are born from around the 10th to around the 14th of October, you're having Uranus transit. And Uranus transits are so rare, and Uranus is going towards those degrees for the first time in, you know, in many years. I don't know, probably for the first time in 87 years, so for 87 years, I guess, Uranus is there. So sudden big changes in life can happen out of the blue, surprisingly. And this can be especially connected through circumstances that are kind of out of your control, other people. But Uranus wants to liberate you. Uranus wants to put you on the right path, to give you more freedom, to be who you are more authentically, but it can challenge you through other people, through some big reversals, either change of job, loss of job, change of a relationship in a big way, some big change of circumstances around you. So if you're resisting those changes, they come to you from outside. And within a year from the start, it's more disruptive time, but within a year, you find yourself in a much better path, which suits you more. But the year period is quite disruptive and can be kind of a bit of a roller coaster. But if you're ready for a change, then you can get quite excited now, because the energy starts shifting in a huge way. And this, coupled with Mercury making those moves in your 9th house, is amazing time for, you know, for your whole mentality shifting overall. But anyway, this is for this was just for specific number of Libras that I was talking about. Thank you very much. I hope I was able to help you, and I will see you next month.